Welcome to Fashion Show Reaction with Facial Recognition, where we react to fashion show videos, but with a twist. We apply facial recognition technology so that we can identify the models. For our second episode, covering menswear for the spring and summer 2026 season, we're going to react to Dolce & Gabbana. Are you ready? Here we go. Little disclaimer for this episode, and it makes sense as Dolce & Gabbana has had an eyeglasses deal with Luxottica for many years, but the sunglasses gave the computer some trouble, and we had to step in and assist quite a bit. But we only have 9 unidentified models in a big show, so that is not too bad. When I saw a bus stop full of elementary school kids wearing pajamas a decade ago, I would have never predicted that we would see a major Italian design house present a pajama party collection for Men's Fashion Week in Milan. But here we are. Let's take a look and see what we get. We have selected 4 honorable mention looks and 1 best look of the show. Please let us know if you disagree with our selections. Maybe you think one of the honorable mentions should have been the best look, or maybe you really love pajamas as outerwear and think our best look choice is way too conservative. And another thing I will point out and ask for your interpretation is a very interesting device being used on many of the outfits. See if you can guess what I'm talking about before I point it out. Okay, why do we have a sweater in a spring and summer collection? Is it really that cold in Milan in the spring? This collection does not feel as winterish as the Armani collection, but these layered looks and robes that look like trench coats do not make a lot of sense to us, as we live where it is very warm in the summer. Oh wait, here is a real summery outfit. Unfortunately, this is our first unidentified model. Let's let the computer grind through the video and see what it can do. Okay, if you do not pay too much attention, these next 2 looks read as track suits more than pajamas. And they do not look as dorky as some of the pieces in the Prada show. I am trying here, folks, but wait a minute. Is a chic guy really going to hit the town in his PJs and a robe? Seriously, there are some suits in this show, but I bet they are a fabric that feels like pajamas. And I ranted about this in our Armani video, but why are there trench coats in a spring and summer show? There are many of these disheveled, layered looks in this show. At least they kind of hide that you are wearing pajamas. This animal print is foreshadowing one of our honorable mention looks, and I have to say that unlike the Armani collection, at least Stefano and Domenico have given us some shorts. And as soon as I compliment them, we get perhaps the most pajama with a robe look of the show. It even has fuzzy slippers to make you look like an out-of-date 7th grader. But hang on, folks, for our first honorable mention. It is widely known I love matchy-matchy, and note the cap is made from the same fabric as the jacket and pants. Love this dark, striped jacket, but with the PJ bottoms, it looks like someone either forgot to finish dressing or only has a Zoom meeting today. But at least we are on a run of more serious looks, and after we step in and help the computer with Noah, we get our second honorable mention. Great colors here for sure, but that shirt fabric screams, I am a sweater, but not quite as loudly as this next fuzzy jacket. Why is that in a summer collection? I think what I really expected to see was resort wear, so my bad. No matter the season, we do not like dangly things. Remember I said I would highlight a recurring device? What is this? Underwear or a protective belt like a boxer wears. It is a feature of almost all the looks in this collection, including very prominently on honorable mention number 3. Another sweater, but at least it is followed by a t-shirt. With his sparkly jacket, Raphael gives us closest to the least PJ look of the show. Please tell me who's going to wear a thick sweater when it's hot outside. Not to mention a trench coat or leather jacket over a sweater vest, as featured in the next few looks. More leather jackets, including mid-length. And no, the fuzzy slippers do not change if you're wearing a leather jacket in the summer. All right, I'm going to give up and stop complaining about leather jackets in the summer collection. And you can complain if you want, but I went with summer for the best look of the show pick. Even though I still cannot figure out what those underpants are for. If you are enjoying applying facial recognition technology to a fashion show, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And feel free to roast us on the honorable mention and best look picks if you disagree. But I'm going to continue to shake my head at warm, fuzzy robes in a summer collection. And Chandler might be giving us the biggest offender so far, but then we get the fourth and final honorable mention. The first part of the show, the part with sunglasses, does end on a nice, no pajamas note, so thank you for that. Then we get into a second section of the show, without glasses, where the models are closer together and in a lot bigger hurry. Now those, my friends, are some mighty fancy pajamas. Let's let the computer grind and finish out the show. We left off the outdoor parade. This is the only show that I can find that Ben Austin has been in, so welcome to the biz, Ben. It is always disappointing, but even though they are in the training data, the computer never identifies Stefano and Domenico. See you next episode.